Sagittarius 3. Two men playing chess. Chess is a very complex game indeed, and it needs great clarity of mind, great clarity. And if you approach the game of chess with your passions running wild, you can't play the game. It's not like that. And life doesn't really allow us to go wild with our passions, not for very long. We need to think carefully about our strategies to work out how to live. And the chess master does that. The chess master thinks ahead, many moves ahead, and takes into account the existence of an opponent. So, to translate this metaphor into our lives, if we do something, there will be implications in the future, and there will be someone who doesn't want us to do that thing. Someone to take advantage of our vulnerabilities, who wants to beat us in some way. That's the game we're playing, life. And we need to play it with the approach of a chess master, carefully, thoughtfully, with consideration for what could happen, what might happen, what we need to guard against, what we need to just take into account. And we need to learn as well. We need to learn how to improve our strategies. And we do this by making mistakes, trial and error. We try this, we lose, we fail. So we try something else, and we try something else, and we think about what will happen if we do this, then that. Well, if we do this, and every time we've done it before, that's happened, there's a very good chance that it's going to happen again. So that's the first lesson to learn, is that when we make mistakes, there's a lesson in there, if we want it. Instead of complaining. We've come to blame the government, or blame the partner, or blame the boss. And that's just silly. I mean, it's our life. We're living it the way we've chosen to live it, and we're getting the results, which are the inevitable results of our choices. So we do have to understand that we're alone in this, in one sense. It's our game, and it's our rewards, our sense of success. When we do something well, it's because we've done it well. But equally, when something goes wrong, it's because we've done it wrong. We have to take full responsibility for everything. Everything in our lives has come to us because we've attracted it. It's ours. It's us. And if it's not working, it's because we haven't understood the operating principles. We don't understand how to play the game. Now, as with chess, you can be not very good, or you can be the best in the world, but always there's going to be someone who comes along eventually and beats you. Always you're going to improve if you play. Those are the two ways that we go forward. If we try something again and again and again, eventually we get reasonably good at it, and yet never to the point of perfection. The problem is, if we consider out there to be the source of what's going on in here, in other words, we deny our own causative relationship with things, we don't agree that we are the cause of our experiences, then we become victims. And those people who are suffering repeatedly get the understanding cemented into their thinking that suffering is a requirement for life. Those people that suffer any kind of intolerable circumstances repeatedly, they get to believe on a very deep unconscious level that life is hard and difficult, and we can't win, and it's meant for suffering, and there's nothing we can do about it. Now, there are some truths in that, of course. Life is hard sometimes. Life certainly includes suffering, and so on. It's a full-on experience, and there is an opponent playing against us all the time. We're up against it. All of that, yes, that's true. But we can't do anything about it? That's just not true. If we're suffering now, then the thing to do about it is to work out how to stop suffering. And believe there is a way to do that. That may be the first stepping stone, is to change your cynicism around and turn it into optimism, so that we believe we can win. We believe that we can actually get this right. And we have to sit down to a game of chess with an opponent knowing that there's a chance that we might win. Also knowing that if we actually mess it up, we won't. That's the game. It's at our highest level of ability, we can win. Anything less than that, we won't. That's the game we're playing. And that's the life game. You know, we're not here to have an easy time. We're here to struggle and overcome, and yet with a hope and an expectation that if we do it properly, it'll all work out fine. There'll be a path to happiness within that. Again, a nice metaphor for chess is that you have two attitudes of mind that are brought to bear on a chess game. One is that you have to concentrate. You have to think really clearly and not lose focus. If you lose focus for a moment, you're lost. On the other hand, we have to expand our sense of what might happen. In other words, be aware of the peripheral attention. Just consider possibilities. So those two attitudes of mind, single-pointed focus of concentration and an imaginative, almost creative openness to possibility. That's how we go into life, with a solid expectation of success. And we have to train in those two things. That's not a given. We have to train the concentration of mind in such a way that if we mess up, we suffer a penalty. That's how to train the mind. And we can train the mind to be broad and creative in its approach to life by being creative ourselves, by taking on some creative pursuit. And we can work on both aspects of the mind. And the task is just to prepare yourself so that you can sit down with another chess master with an expectation of, a reasonable expectation of being able to win if you play the best game. And it's like with life, you take on any challenge at all with the expectation that you can actually do okay. You can come through it and get out the other side feeling good. If you approach life like that, then you tend to be happy.